Greetings, YouTube. The other day on RPGNet, I believe it was, someone was discussing the post-apocalyptic genre, one of my favorite genres of role-playing games. And the whole idea of, do you prefer the wild and wacky style Gamma World game, or do you prefer a more grim and gritty Aftermath, Morrow Project, Darwin's World kind of a game? And which rules support which style of play? Now, it's my contention that if you have a wild and wacky set of rules designed to support that kind of play, like my favorite version, the 4th edition from 1992 of Gamma World, that while it's designed for wild and wacky, you can crank back the wild and wacky, and you can use the game to run a grim and gritty setting. Now, I've done this in the 3rd edition, and to a lesser extent in this 4th edition here. And the game is wild and wacky because it has things like plant player character races, lots of animal player character races that are fully anthropomorphic. It's got lots of really obvious psychic powers, like mentally blasting people and teleportation and flying through the air. X-Men type stuff in a big way. And even the physical mutations, a lot of those are over the top and very obvious and comic book-like. But you can take that and you can file off those things and you can crank that down to where you want it to be. You can, for example, get rid of the plants completely. You can get rid of animal mutants that do not look just like animals. You can get rid of a lot of the overtly wacky mental mutations and leave them more subtle. And you can get rid of a lot of the physical mutations and just let them be in the realms of reality, like, maybe extra limbs or size changes and colorations, senses, things like that. And really bring it down to the level where it's a boost, but it's not superhero powers. You can do things for, like, example, reduce the number of hit points. And I believe the first level characters in this version get 1 die 6 for each point of constitution. So a first level character could very easily start with 12, 15, 18 die 6 of hit points, and 15, get a 15 con, that's an average of 3. It's like 45, 50 hit points at first level. You can bring that down. You could add in a massive damage rule that says, anytime you take points of damage in one round equal to your con, you got to make a saving throw. And if you fail, you die. So you can make grim and gritty within a wild and wacky game. But I don't think you can do it the other way. I don't think that Aftermath lends itself as readily to wild and wacky play. That it's harder to add that in than to take it out. That's just my opinion. I'm making this video both to disseminate my opinion and to ask for yours. Do you agree? Do you think that a wild and wacky role-playing game of any genre, I'm just discussing post-apocalyptic here, can be used to run a grim and gritty game, or is it impossible? Or do you think that a grim and gritty game can be made wild and wacky? Or are these things that have to be kept completely separate? Do you think that there is no interconnection of any kind? I'm interested in hearing what you have to say, either in a comment or in a video response. Thank you.